Without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce Assemblyman Lloyd Levine. Please give him a warm welcome.
Thank you, Keely. I appreciate your support and your leadership on this issue. What a beautiful day we have here in Malibu. It's gorgeous out here today. And I'm here to help everybody keep it that way. I'm Assemblymember Lloyd Levine. I'm the chairman of the State Assembly Committee on Utilities and Commerce, the committee that in large part is responsible for overseeing natural gas and electricity. We need to stop this LNG terminal because it's the wrong direction for California. Now, on a personal note, I grew up here using these beaches. I have fished from this pier. I have spent hours, countless hours on these beaches. I've surfed in those waters. We have hundreds of millions of dollars every year coming to this community in tourism because people know that the beaches of California and the beaches of Malibu are the best in the world. An LNG terminal 14 miles off the coast is not only unsightly, it's unsafe, and it's a great way to ruin the stellar reputation of California's environmental leadership and the quality of California's beaches, and those beaches here in Malibu and Pacific Palisades and Santa Monica and Zuma and on down. 4 years ago, when I was first elected to the legislature and became a member of the Utilities and Commerce Committee, California was just emerging from an energy crisis caused by deregulation, an energy crisis that caused massive rolling blackouts and sky-high energy prices. 4 years ago, California's energy supplies were dwindling and prices were going up and up. 4 years ago, we didn't have strong, viable alternatives, and our commitment to renewable power was not as strong as it is today. 4 years ago, BHP assured me that their LNG project was clean and safe. At the time, the required draft EIR, Environmental Impact Report, concluded that the project was safe and environmentally sound. They said there was no indication that federal law or state laws would need to be relaxed or bypassed, or as Congressman Waxman recently found out, ignored by an ill-intentioned, malicious federal bureaucrat. 4 years ago, increasing the supplies of natural gas seemed like a possible solution to the energy crisis. The infrastructure was already in place, and we had no idea where we would be in renewable energy. In fact, at the time, we had no idea whether the legislature or the governor would even support this, support the leadership role that California has taken in changing our fossil fuel energy system to an environmentally friendly energy system. 4 years later, we've learned all of that. All of that was wrong. Today, California is headed in a vastly different direction, and it's not to the past, it's to the future. And the future looks greener, cleaner, and renewable. We've fought a long battle in California to convince people that clean, renewable power is viable and inexpensive, and that relying on fossil fuels is a long-term road to disaster. We need to develop alternative sources and not build new power plants. I and some of my colleagues took steps what some consider not just cutting edge, but beyond the edge. We were told it couldn't be done. Renewable power was too expensive. It would take massive investments in transmission lines to access all of the resources. There's no way you can do this. Well, after 4 long years of hard work, our perseverance has paid off, and let me tell you how. This is what we've been able to accomplish in the legislature. Legislation that I wrote makes energy efficiency a priority in California for all energy companies. Energy efficiency now is on the same level as procurement and generation. It's cheaper and easier and cleaner to save energy than it is to build new power plants. Legislation that I authored with Senator Parada, the President of the Senate, requires that by 2010, 3 years from now, 20% of California's energy comes from renewable resources. Legislation that I authored also with Senator Parada requires that utility companies in California purchase energy from out of state that is as clean or cleaner than California's energy. We can't simply say we have a clean environment in California and shift our problem out of state. It's our responsibility to lead the Western region and take our policies here and say we're not buying energy from you, Wyoming, unless you meet our clean air standards. Because A coal-fired power plant in Wyoming is just as bad as a coal-fired power plant in California. Legislation that I authored requires that over the next 10 years, California spend $3.4 billion on the world's most aggressive, cutting-edge solar energy program, the Million Solar Roofs Initiative. That bill was signed by the governor, and we anticipate that in the next 10 years, we will have 3,000 megawatts. 3,000 megawatts of solar energy here in California. Today, through our commitments to renewable power, we have succeeded in transitioning away from natural gas and fossil fuels. Today, we find that this project, the BHP LNG terminal, does not comply with the Clean Air Act as the original report purported. Today, it turns out the federal government is playing dirty politics to try and thwart our commitment to clean environment and clean energy, and trying to inflict this project on us by bypassing our clean, green state and federal environmental laws. This proposal is filled with bad federal government politics, and it's a giant step backwards for California. We are done with the past. We are looking to the future. If the federal government won't lead, California will. We have a crisis in California, and we have a crisis in the rest of the world. It's a climate crisis. You all know this. We all know this. President Bush knows it. He just won't admit it. We have a climate crisis, and unless we act now, we're heading down the road very quickly to ruin. California is leading the nation, as I said, in alternative energy, alternative technologies. We will make a cleaner, greener California, an environmentally friendly California, one where we don't ask people to do without energy, simply do with different energy. Use different energy, use it more efficiently, use it smarter. We can do that. It's the foundation of our economy, it's the foundation of our ideals, and California will lead the way. We will stop this plant. I had a long conversation last week with Lieutenant Governor Garamendi. I plan to follow up with him again this week. I plan on talking to John Chung, the state controller. I will work with them. They respect my expertise on energy that I've developed through work on the Energy Committee, and I will explain to them why this plant is bad, why they should vote no on this plant. So today, I'm here to say to all of you here, to the governor, to BHP, I am committed 150% to stopping this LNG terminal. It's the wrong way to go. I'm going to devote all of the energy I can to convincing the governor and everybody else that this is incorrect, and together we will terminate the terminal. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your commitment to our health and safety.